Ladies, gentlemen, and you beautiful rainbow people in between. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, KO2, back to the Pale Fort and Final Fantasy XIV Online. Yesterday, we found out that Gaius has orphans and adopted them in some really weird familiar thing, but like, wanted to serve Garlemald, so like, the piloting weapons that are supposed to be prototype replacements for the Ultima, but like, we couldn't finish that entire thing because we got locked out by armor. So, that's a thing. Ruby weapon, pretty fun. Sapphire weapon. Take it or leave it. Interesting design, not really good execution. But then again, the Sapphire weapon didn't last long in Final Fantasy VII either, so whatever. Back to a 5.2 contact and post Shadowbringers. Let's roll. Let's roll, let's roll, let's roll. The way home. What are you serving us? Rare roast beef. Creamy. Okay, so we've already read that. Crow can see the steely resolve in your eyes, and suspects she knows where the duty calls you. I take it you're ready to return to the first? Then I would ask that you apprise the other of recent events here in the source, namely Xenos' return and the developments of a new Ultima weapon. As for the bodies, you can assure them Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporal ether stable. I think your accessories locked you out. Safe travels, Indolent. Hope you see you and other signs soon. Average item level, 485. I'm at 481. So it ain't my accessories. My armor is 430. My accessories are 530. So is my weapon. So I'm just gonna do the entirety of post Shadowbringers, and then I'll continue the weapon stuff after 5.5. Because they usually give you armor in the post stuff. Right, to the Crystodium. I do, so. Run, 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 run. When did you end up doing them? Because I am eye level locked out. Which means I do not have the gear at this point in the story to follow through with it. I mean, at what point in the story? After you finish 5.3 or what? Just from the get-go. You come at the most opportune time, my friend. I made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul, and it means to return the science home. I trust you, too, have been making good use of your time. Just as they reappeared. Well, no luck on my part. I've been locked out because of my gear. No tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others, that we might all be apprised of the situation. Hello, everybody.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
Shit's going down, yo, as per usual.
A new Ultima weapon? We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Becklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
Nice.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will.
Neat. That's cool.
However...
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
Hey, Iron.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allegan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within aurosite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allegan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
La-di-da.
My apologies.
Oh, it's Lina. How you doing, Lina?
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
That was a quick entrance and exit.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Alright, I guess we're with the worst of the two twins. Alright, Alphino, you little shit. Come on. Money! That looks like you have some thoughts. It may simply be my imagination, but Lina has been rather brusque with me as late. You don't suppose she's still upset with me over that mishap with the salmon fillet, do you? The salmon fillet? What? What? What are you on about? Never have I seen such a repository of knowledge, a stark reminder of what little we truly know in the world. Upon White Order site's crystalline foundation, we hath built not a prison, but a refuge for the soul. Would that Moonbreeder were here to see the wonders inspired by her research. To think, we'll not only have Xenos to contend to once we return, but a new Ultima weapon as well. Why must all of our enemies insist on returning from the graves? I blame the writers. Wait, what's Alice saying? Seeking counsel. Alphino is eager to assist Captain Lena. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it would be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go speak with Lena? Yeah, I miss Moonbreeder. Small role, big impact in this story, apparently. Come, Gigi! We have a captain to speak to. We have little time, so I will be brief. A Sin-Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. Sin-Eater? I had heard some few yet remained after the knight had returned, but perhaps we should call the others. Yes, that will not be necessary. It is only a single eater. A simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting along the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Alright, let us be about it. There will be content with that name further down. Excellent. Then let us make for Fort Job. Hi-ho, Silver, away! If you would wait here for a moment, I will gather the others. Alrighty, you do what you gotta do, Lina. What's shaking, Kevin Bacon? You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, the Oring and Hansen. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. I was at death's door that day after the Sin-Eaters attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through. It wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin-Eater before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, filled me with dread. But that is no way to honor her or my comrades, and so I have returned, and I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. A pleasure to meet you, sir. Truly, it seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride on a motto and go save an oracle. Strange to think Ulmoran soldiers who once locked blades with our now on our side, but we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. Fair enough. We seem to be missing one. My apologies, Captain Lima. An elderly gentleman asked that I escort him to Claremont. It took longer than I anticipated. I'll not begrudge you for your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to an honored guest. It will not happen again. I'm Thayla. Taylor? Whatever. Taylor. The new name is Taylor. It's easier to pronounce that way. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. Oh, yeah, he's the guy who showed up. They asked you to deliver a message to the XIV and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to him. Don't give up. Don't give in. I keep those words close to my heart. The boundless and beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives with the promise of a future they'll never know. And so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. We will never surrender. And this will be our Independence Day. Your heroism has inspired us all of our guardsmen. What? Your heroism has inspired all our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting. Don't we have like a sin eater to kill? Do we have to stand on ceremony? We will fight them on the air. We will fight them on the beaches. We will never surrender. Activate Nannybot. Might be battling you, even though I'm toasted, but tomorrow I'll be sober and you'll still be roasted. Hey, good job, guys. You already killed it. Oh, it is a big one. It's like a forgiven jealousy. Heidi ho, neighborina.
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself? Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
Oh, she's dropping more of her axe.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it.
So think we didn't early on.
So I says to him, who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness? And he says, no, I'm a warrior of light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light? Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be him, the warrior of darkness.
I am looking pretty edgy.
Hey? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Yeah, don't trip over yourself. I don't like this much attention. Okay, bye.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
Where do we get that salute? We do it so often.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
Yeah, sure. Later, dude.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias.
Yes, her hairstyle is.
But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
During Stormblood, my Viera wore a similar
With
hairstyle.
that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Actually, the same hairstyle, since male Viera went out back then.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
Hello there. General Kenobi. What's shaking?
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch.
What's up?
Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating.
Wait, he tried to open a letter with a fish? Or like a fish knife. What? Either way, that's a hilarious imagery.
Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man. A younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy.
Catboy is happy.
It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before.
Lucy, anchors keep us where we have chosen to be. He's lost without you, you know. He misses you already. Skip it about.
Are you sure?
Indeedly do. You're like a granddaughter to
Then
them.
perhaps we might remain as we were. As we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work.
You do that.
This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
You do that. Maybe, but only if you're really nice, Lena. Right. Facing the truth. Her mind is at ease. Lina is ready to return to her duties. I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see to the other duties the others back to the post. Holy shit! Giant flying birds. I assume Alphino's back at the Crystarium. And run. The others were quite shocked to hear what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there's a proposal I should like to make. I've been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and as of late, I've noted more and more people perusing books on history. The years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors' Light, as well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as Sin Eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not these Warriors of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance, in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors, may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I, too, can attest to the falsehoods found within full many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I'm not surprised to see the roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored in the Crystarium, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the Flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Vobert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as Sin Eaters is absurd. Under normal circumstances, I would agree. But as time passed, those who knew firsthand of the deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the Flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to you all, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emmett Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I've shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphino's plan. We can call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the tale of the Warriors of Light and the Flood that followed in their wake. Well, what say you, Indolent? Spread the word, I say. Wish you had done this sooner. In hindsight, I agree, but better late than never, no? Exarch, might I ask you to continue work with Beck Lug on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to the gathering of the people of the Crystarium in the extra, whatever. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread and more will accompany them. Well, let's get to it. Spread the word. I get the feeling we're gonna visit the 5 people we always visit in these parts. Yep, that looks about right. I forget your voice! Internet, mine! What a surprise! Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my door of late, which is a shame, come to think of it. I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. Oh, I jest, of course. It's been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and again. The truth about the Warrior's Light, but the Exarch has always spoken to me about them. But if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it. As good as the music is, it can be a bit too loud for my taste. And run. Alright, we'll hit Morin next. Actually, let's go... No, we'll go to the cabin. No, this can't be. Surely there is at least one book here that does not cast the Warrior's Light and the deeds in such negative light. Hello there. Oh, Internet, forgive me, the Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late. I fear our repository lacks for knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the Flood, the Warriors of Light. I've searched high and low, but alas, every account portrays them as no better than the Sin Eaters, abominations worthy of only scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I can find no proof, and I dare call myself a librarian. It's alright, buddy. Calm the fuck down. You would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light, of the Flood. Oh, how wonderful. You have regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured they will not come alone. Wait, you got friends, Maury? Up! Alright, now... Well, what a coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Reynolds not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, that he inspired him to reach a new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats, though I'd say the latter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. Yeah. I'm sorry. The Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light. Well, whatever he's left up unsaid, I'm all ears. Yeah, it's an elf. Alright, that's just leaves. Come to browse the wares of the market, have you? Well, I can guarantee it. You'll find no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Ulmo's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Words is the fellow of the Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? It's a wonder business of boning the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Norrand reaps the benefits. But you've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? Yeah, stuff and things. Stuff and things, you say. I see. Exarch did mention they had something to do with your return to the Knight of Norrand. Alright, consider my interest piqued. And run. Well, well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you to be brief. The night return, the visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium. I find myself too busy by my half. I don't mind it, though. Seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flood ever happened. The Warriors of Light. Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them now as the Cardinal Virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Well, you're yet to steer us wrong, so I'm going to hear what you have to say. Lovely. Alright, let's head back to Alpha, wherever the heck he is. Heidi ho! There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we've swept the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but to wait for the people to gather. Oh, this should be good. Hey, it stopped raining. Perfect timing. Well, that is a lot of people.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
I'm not good at public speaking.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
I just want a giant flying bed.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
Fine. I will tell them that you can find everything you need at Alice's restaurant. Except for Alice, of course. So, yeah. Stuff, things, and stuff, and... yeah. Alright, so where were we? Ah, yes. The Pit of Despair. So then these two hobbits took a ring to Mordor, and, yeah. Yeah, pretty much sums up the Lord of the Rings.
Wicked White. The Warriors of Light did all that?
Yes?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air.
Everything's going too well. It's time for shit to hit the fan. Yep. Hello, a little miss. Yeah, wearing the body of Ardbert. I hate Asians.
Impossible.
You can see him too.
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Oh, that's right. Alvaro hates ghosts.
Nay, yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
Yustola, what do your cat eyes see?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the warrior of darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may.
I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. And his armor's not ready.
People
anymore.
of the Crystarium! I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a warrior of light.
Yeah, I doubt that.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Yeah.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass.
Doubt.
The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when he must return to his home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
Yeah, Ardbert wasn't one for
What? Us?
reflecting warrior
Warriors
lightness.
of Light?
He was just an adventurer trying to make his way. That is definitely a little miss.
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
Yep, things are getting weird.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first.
You don't sound convinced, Exarch.
I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
Looks like him, sounds like him, but isn't him.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
What about Ardbert? What does he look like to you?
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
That he is an Ascian.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Yep, that is Elidibus.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form and cognizant no doubt of Emmett Selk's failure here in the first, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen. My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Oh yeah, and with Thancred he didn't even need to be dead to do it.
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
On that occasion I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emmett Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while the Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
I'm just gonna go with Hydaelyn's crystal
Whatever the
light.
reason,
That
I
shit
hope
is
it holds
blinding.
true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful.
So that was a good
Elidibus
thing.
possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
Indeed.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
'Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Yay, that means we get the other twin, right? Alze is the greatest. Urion, I dig Urionche's back decor. I wouldn't mind having that up on my wall. Ah, his plane sphere. Urionche took up Astrologian, and the weapon are plane spheres. They're like giant globes of, I want to call them wind chimes that cards float around when they're out. When I go into dungeon, I'll probably show if Urionche's with us. Next dungeon we go into. A sleep disturbed, but furrow-browed. The Crystal Exarch deliberates your next move. You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood. Though I must say, the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather, one who appropriated his identity, was rather a curious development. He is an impostor, of that there is no doubt. But, to the masses, he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the Warrior of Light was laid to rest in Umor, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight, prayed that these fallen heroes be born again for the sacrifice. What bitter irony. I, for one, would like to know why Ardbert urged the people to become Warrior of Lights themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Thus, let us pray for Master Alphino returneth soon, with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to apprise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Ardbert, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Meklug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. What are you thinking, Y'shtola? Then I think it time I return to the Great Wood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Ascians has been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of Emmett Selk's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fanal that the heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana Ravel. Emmett believes the relics within tell of a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, that of the Ascians perhaps. They may lead us to the truth we seek. Do you care for company? I wouldn't dream of going without you. Lovely! Going on a Y'shtola adventure. When you're ready, make for Fanal. Almet and her sisters will be expecting us. Alright. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray, give my regards to the Vise. We're going to the first version of the Gamoran jungle. We'll visit the village of Riera. Haven't been there in a while, now that I think about it. Not till like the middle of Shadowbringers. Wait, I need to get this out of my system. Give me that Lahi. There it is. Okay, we'll go back in. Heidi ho, neighborino! Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since you last came. With the Light Warden dead and his minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near the Raktika Falls. Good on ya! Happy to hear. It was there that we discovered more runes. Although we ran afoul of no traps, while exploring its halls, we determined the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We are all in agreement. Before any investigations could proceed, you should be summoned. We are grateful you did. For what you told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom my comrades and I seek can be found within. The wisdom can prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you have come, for the Ronka was once home to the greatest weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now, surely any threats sleeping within the ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. She is the youngest. Oh, and who was it that was pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins, clutching her staff at night, wishing that it were... You promised not to tell! Oh my god! Then I suggest we be going. And they're off. Get back here! Ah, siblings. Remind me, exactly how old are you and your sisters? A second thought, perhaps it's better if I do not know. Pray forgive the overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins, and bear witness to its secrets. Our hearts now burn with curiosity that is not easily sated. Please, you needn't apologize. The seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm. And if not for your efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I've kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the katana revel. I don't want to know. Quote a very old film. Trust me on this one. You don't want to know. Audrey, don't tell him. You shouldn't have told me, but you did. And I'm telling you, you don't want to know. Lahi? Turn to night. Oh well, only the smallest of Lahis here. Well, if it's the Great Serpent of Ronka, it's then Lost Scree. Great one for a tussle. What do you think, Ishtola? Even Emmett Selk was taken aback to find a mural illustrated the final days in these ruins. What other surprises do you suppose yet lie within? I feel oddly ill-equipped to venture inside, but with you here, I'm sure things will work out. Ready when you are. Alright, let's get going. It is most strange for these halls to be left unguarded. Have care when breaking the seal on the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Wow, not even the several cutscene stuff. Just straight to the set aside time to watch this. Ah yes, back where we fought Eros, the Light Warden of Raktika. And a light version of Cerberus. I think you made the observation of KO2.
Come. Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
Yeah, I definitely cannot do her accent. I'll take a drink of water while this goes. Oh, great.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast.
Is that a sphinx?
Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed.
Yeah, I could do none of the accents.
Why you... Ugh.
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
You gotta have comic relief somewhere, I suppose.
The sealed door lies ahead.
That's ominous. So if we find Fran Free in here, I'm gonna leave. Rather Fanfrit. Oh, I see what's gonna happen.
As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
But that would awaken the Guardian. It's that statue is, I'm pretty sure. You're going to run into a demon wall now? Oh god, that demon wall too.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism.
Last time I ran into some ruins like this with this part, 2 demon walls. Was there? Thinking about the ruins at the beginning of Final Fantasy 11, where you had that demon wall that you had to fight
Just
while
a
running
moment.
away from it.
There are words carved into the stone.
And then later in that dungeon, you fought Famfrit.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly.
So play Final Fantasy.
Wait!
On here.
Don't!
Oh, too late. Yeah, here we go.
What? But I only... What is happening?
Oh god, it's the lightning crystal. Yeah, that's a face.
Oh no! Oh no! It lives!
Yeah, nothing you haven't seen before.
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
Oh god, we were chased by a giant boulder before. Okay, bye. Oh, sweet. Now we got cards we can sell at Frankenson's. You trespass, mortal, upon sacred ground. In retribution for souls have I bound. Yet the heroes prove learned and wise. Karma's soul shall be the prize. If you would see those free, and answer me these riddles three. Yep, that's a sphinx. Death upon kin do I vie. Those sought apart betterments of whole do our efforts descry. What am I? Pretty sure that's a popo. Indeed, the popo is keen and shrewd, the spirit of ingenuity, by the whose guidance the wrong instance brought to pursue. The riddle's answer you did discreet, thus the soul returns. With fearsome thing I travel and pack, together we find harmony. Does find peace our lands, does not lack. What am I? Well, that's obviously a wolf. Oh, hi, Yubet. Indeed, 'twas the spirit of the wolf, the doctrines praised, and that they would know peace and harmony to the end of the days. Riddle's answer gives you the sun, thus your soul returns. On my belly do I crawl, by my strength does prosperity reign within all. What am I? That's obviously a serpent. Indeed, the dread serpent, turned protector, lured to slumber ere it tear the world asunder. Riddle's answer you did discern, thus to your soul returns. That just leaves you stole it then. Desire you that which I yet claim, then we shall play another game. A test of mind and memory. Choose wisely, and you all may yet go free. Twixt these talismans, high friend and foe, choose your companions well, or sorrow know. Okay, so that one's your Stola. Well, nothing. Your comrades are assembled together at last. Yet still there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined in this earth, I would first take the measure of your worth. Oh yeah, someone needs a breath mint. Also got a bloody nose in the middle of that, so that was awkward. One worthy of she who the Ronkins extolled must be of strong mind, body, and soul. Well, let's get to it now. Fighting off! What I expected to find out. Summon Prey in attack mode. Ow. Keep kicking its ass, Prey. Always dependable. So it must get complicated. Well fought, hero. The trial is complete. The way is open. Thus I concede defeat. Let's roll. Alright, let's see what we fought for. If anything. We good? Everybody good? Lovely.
'Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah,
We were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
Positives.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber. A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation. So potent was her spellcraft, though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I for one always believed.
I wonder. By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tiuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Ah, another warrior of light then.
Naught less than the Echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot? The final days. If, as the XIV's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The Echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
And we'll not soon forget it.
Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the Tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions could not fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Huna long enough. Fana will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
And away we go then. By your pensive expression, I take it the tomb has given you much to think about. That is well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again of the teachings of our forebears, of histories learned, not lived. The legend of Tuana and her exploits has been told countless times over the centuries. Yet, as it is handed from one generation to the next, the story changes. With each telling of the tale, there is a new flourishes. Details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived, for we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life. We have seen the change you have wrought, echoes that will endure long after you are gone. And though it too would change in time, I swear to you, we shall do our best to preserve your story. Yeah, okay. Hope you will forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own. I think it goes without saying, we could never misspeak of your heroism. Perish the thought. So long as we are here, there are none among the Vise who will not know of all you have done in Novorad. We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we have our own tales to tell of the great guardians of Raktika and the ruins of Ronka. I pray you safe travels then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. An old friend! By all rights, you should have departed for the Crystarium, but Y'shtola does not seem ready to return. Although we learned not of the Asians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our trip worthwhile. Before we return to Crystarium, however, there is a small matter I would attend to in Slitherbow. Might it trouble you to come with me? Sure. Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Runar. Alright, and away we go then. Slitherbow. Ah, Hinterland, it is good to see you. You have arrived at the most opportune time. I was preparing a part of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you. I'm sorry, Runar, but we haven't the... Please, I insist. It will only take a moment. My apologies, Hinterland. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed. But perhaps only for a bit. If you assist me with my work, I say work, but it is rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in the Slitherbow, from top to bottom. If you would be so kind as to go and fetch a broom from XIV, we might finish before Runor is done cooking. Yeah, okay. Hi. A broom for Master Matoya. I can't imagine why she would need such a thing, but here you are. It's old but sturdy, and sure to suffice. Okay. I trust Edgar was able to find a broom for us. Here you go. Well worn. Good. This will prove difficult otherwise. Though, I must say, I think I did rather well for not having a broom thus far. Yes, well, we weren't buried underneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right. Anyway, it is time we finish cleaning up with the help of the broom. You didn't honestly think I'd do it with the old-fashioned way. That broom is more than capable of swooping by itself. Or rather, it will be. Time to rise, to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound, till no dust is to be found. Well played, Master Matoya. In this one particular respect, I have no objections to following in Master Matoya's footsteps. Just don't stop summoning frogs. In the future, I may need you to remind me that the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I will dearly miss this place, these people. Master Matoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. You go, tiny broom. You go. It's practically a magical Roomba. Something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No. Everything is fine, I assure you. It has been a long day, is all. I see. Stola, thanks goodness you're still here. Ah, Alphino, Oriente, and Alice, the better of the two twins. Alphino, I thought you were following Oddbert. I was, though I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every ilm of Novrent in his quest to spread the truth of the Warriors of Light and the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Crystarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. remains to be seen to what end he encourages the people to become warriors of light themselves. But there is no denying that his words have struck a chord. His words have struck a chord with many. Well, I'll agree that this is just another Ascian ploy, yes? I've commandeered corpses before, and to no good end. I see no reason to think that this time will be any different, especially when it's that of a fallen warrior of light. I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind. His next destination is, in all likelihood, Slitherbow. Jose, are you certain you should be here? If you're concerned about Halric and the others, you needn't be. The treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for all of us. The best thing I can do now is let them rest. So, I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be Warrior of Light. Before visiting any towns or villages, Ardbert would hunt down and slay a nearby sin eater to each earn the locale's trust. Our best chance of getting ahead of him is to find one before he does. Thankfully, Thancred and Reen are returned from the empty and have taken up the search. Reen believeth one may look beneath the boughs of woven oak. And it is where we will start our search. Master Matoya. A warm bowl of soup will be awaiting your return. I will look forward to it. That boy needs to just spit out what he's thinking. Right, activate Nannybot. Hey, Thancred and Reen. How you boo-boon?
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Issa friend here, I can only apologize.
Yeah, it's all good.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
True. Glad to have you around again,
It is
Reen.
heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come.
It seems I've lost this particular race. Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks.
That's whether he wishes set over here.
Poor fellow. He will be sorely missed.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were supposed to be good at this.
Very well. Let us forego this pretense. After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive.
Yes, he is indeed fired.
Yes, it is I, Elizabeth. Through your time in Emet-Selk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emet-Selk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Emet-Selk. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable, but I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I, nor do I require any.
Then you're kind of a shit emissary then, aren't you?
I have my duty.
Wait!
I get a cool face tattoo like that. Each of the Ascian sigils that they carry are based on the icon they represent, or the Esper they represent from Final Fantasy XI.
We have confirmed the identity of our foe at least, and 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
The kind of
But we
sigils of
still
each
have
Esper.
no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries. Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Emmett Selk came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Emmett Selk's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside. Mayhap your skepticism will leaven my curiosity.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo. If anyone can tell us where more ruins are to be found, it is them.
Yeah, an emissary that's just like, y'all are just too dumb to even meet a common ground. Wow. Yeah, pretty much. See, here's the sigil from Final Fantasy XI. Of the Esper Zodiac, and as you can see in the very middle there is Elidibus' symbol he was using earlier. All the Ascians do it on that. La Habrea had Mateus' sigil. Emmett Selk had... Zelaria. Yeah, Zelaria's sigil. And each of the Ascians just have their kind of symbol based off that. So yeah, pretty fun. That's a little tidbit. They're just pulling from all Final Fantasies in some way or another. Alright, Alphino, thoughts? But that I had found the words to deny Elidibus. We are so much more than he believes us to be, and yet... Am I the only one who sees the irony in Ardwood calling us puppets? This is why I love you, Alize. Hate to leave him like that. Gods, can't even let a man rest in peace. Green? You told me what La Habrea did to him. Can't imagine how he's feeling right now. Disdain and obfuscation. What is thy true design, emissary? Deep designs, Y'shtola would have you depart for the Tempest without delay. Alphino has the right of it. Let us pay visit to the Ondo. We should speak with the Toshius Arad first. As chieftain, he's doubtless privy to the great many secrets. Alright. Back to the Tempest we go. To the Ondo Cups. Take a drink of water while we wait. Okay. What hath you to say, Toshath? Rather. I have sent for no Finless ones. Perhaps you instead come seeking something from us. Ruins which your kind have yet to explore. I see. I know of one such. Alas, under circumstances, I'm afraid we can spare none to guide you there. And what circumstances are these? Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Benthos have pillaged our stores of mineral liver. They must be replenished with haste. The Benthos? A particularly violent tribe of Ondo, if I recall. A band of bottom feeders. We have lost much in the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Yeah, they do remind me of the Guildmen. Revenge, they call it. When they prey upon your kind, but do not be fooled. They care not whom they harm. Would that we had warriors to challenge them. This is not the first time they have stolen from us. But there is no resource more precious than liver. All must be dedicated themselves to the hunt. Unless, of course, we were to reclaim the livers for you. It seems a fitting payment for vital information, does it not? Moreover, one could agree that by employing Bismarck to reach these depths, thereby driving back the waters, you are in part responsible for the deeds of those driven to desperate ends by changing the climes. Yep, one good turn and all that. Thought you might say that. You've never been one to miss an opportunity to help. Reclaiming the stores it is then. We would be grateful beyond words if you did. The Benthos have surely taken the livers back to the Flounder's floor. That be warned, there will be no shortage of guards waiting to spear intruders. Then we will have care not to draw their attention, shall we? Alright. Nannybot, activate. Oh, we can see Amaranth from here now. That's a cool detail. Alright, where's the entrance to this place? Should be about here. Nervous, me? Not at all. It's a bit dark though, isn't it? Definitely not haunted though. Certainly not. Oh, Alpha, no. How about you, Alize? They're not much of a threat one-on-one, but Tosh-Arth was right about the numbers. If we fight them all, we'll be here for a fortnight. Alright, let's see. Very good, what you got? These aren't the livers, but they're certainly stolen from somewhere. As wheat has started growing on the sea floor since last I checked. Oh wait. Reen, what are you doing? Reen, why are you with the shoe bill? What is the shoe bill doing at the bottom of the ocean? Shoe bill is staring at me. Just staring. I haven't forgotten why we're here, I swear. Only this bird hasn't taken its eyes off me since I found it. I think it might be lonely. Reen, what? I love you, Reen. You're absolutely hilariously adorable. That's just too good. Almost bags. Alright, what's in these? From the squelching sound they make when prodded, the vile stench, you conclude these the bags are bursting with livers. Brilliant. Are those them? Must be. Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benthos have been raiding Calusia's storehouses as well as those of the Ondo. Oranges, pumpkins, wheat. But it isn't even fall. But we can discuss this after we see the livers safely back to Thorsis Arth. I wanted you to keep him in suspense. Fair enough. Back to the Hondo Cups we go. To venture ashore and steal from Calusians entaileth incalculable risk, yet there is no denying the truth of eyes. What happened to the shoe bell? I know it sounds strange, but there really was a bird in those caves. Yeah, I saw. Do you perhaps see a bird while you were in the caves? Rin insists there was one. But how? That shoe bill has been showing up everywhere, Thancred. I'm glad that you had better luck than I did. I spent the whole time fighting one Benthos after another. Yeah, and you're happier for it, probably. You're feeling there's more to this. And you? So the Benthos, the fresh maker, have been stealing supplies from the Calusians. I am relieved to see you unspared. That's one way to say unimpaled. Our precious livers, I knew you would not fail. We also found all manner of foodstuffs in Calusia, from Calusia in the Flanders floor. Tell me, Thorsis Arth, does that seem odd to you? It is brazen, to be sure. I'm reminded of the rumors I've heard recently concerning a rash of thieves from Calusian warehouses. The perpetrators entered in the dead of night and are gone before anyone has realized what has happened. The Morn army has been investigated, but thus far, to no avail. Perhaps the reason they've struggled so is that their quarry is above the sea. The true question then is what do we mean to do about it? Much as I would like to proceed to the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow the Benthos to carry on as they are. If I may, I believe the ruins are, in fact, key to the Benthos' plan. Is that so? These ruins, which lie deep within the illuminated land, are a recent discovery. We have seen signs that the Benthos are preparing to claim them with all haste. We could not fathom why, but the light of the knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources. It is clear that the Queen will soon give birth. They require space to raise the young, and food for both Queen and hatchling to thrive. Well, can hardly fault them for that. Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but conditions in the Tempest are far from suitable for spawning. Its resources barely able to sustain our current population. There is only one reason they would disregard this. They seek to build an army, and with it take revenge upon the Finless. It is not a surprise. They came to us not long ago, seeking allies for the cause. We rebuffed them because the suffering of others will not serve as a balm to their own. The Queen, however, desires only bloodshed, and will gladly send her children to die in our stead. If they are planning to wage war, that changes matters considerably. Indeed. I doubt that this can be resolved without violence, but perhaps with a show of force, we can convince them to see reason before the die is cast. I would rather not risk your people in the attempt. We are to travel to the illuminated land. Is there a way we might identify the ruins ourselves? Once you reach the depths, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure there, upon the sea floor. That you have come to us now is the will of the Ancient Ones. They have guided you here, that you may drive out the usurpers. Those who seek to use their magnificent creations with vile purposes. I have no doubt that they will show you the way forward. I'm afraid that the dead do not speak quite so clearly. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint. If what we seek lieth deeper still, beyond Amaranth, I would call upon the assistance of another. Accessories? Ending. Oh, that doesn't do anything. A whale's tale. Odiante has a mind to call on an old friend. Though our course hath been decided, to pursue it we must needs beseech the aid of a friend. I speak of Bismarck. Pray follow me to the Sullen, that we might seek an audience with him once more. He's not an old friend, Urianger. We talked to the whale once. That isn't friendship, that's acquaintanceship. Know the difference. And knowing is half the battle. Go, Joe. Right. It's Bismarck over yonder. See, what time is it? Wow, almost 11. Certainly does travel fast. Right. that you're at the bloody edge of the thing. Alright. Wow, the sullen, weed, and lamp. Such a variety of names they have out here. Now this should be good. What's up, Orianji? From here we press on onward to the Isle of Ken. I myself shall proceed on foot. You perfected your technique then? What? What? Oh, that's right, Urianger can't swim. Neither can Alphino. Just so. The water will be as glass beneath my feet, provided purchase fragile yet true. Watch closely. Oh, I certainly shall. Forgive me, but would it not be easier to perfect your swimming technique? Aye. 'Twould be a pity if you drowned. Truly. Think you don't be sarcastic. Oh, hush. I'm sure it'll be brilliant. That's the spirit, Reen. Oh, that is kind of cool. Done it! Incredible! I don't like this music. Something's gonna happen. You fucking... Oh, for the love of... Oh my god, you dork. Mine apologies. The technique required is the purest of focus, and mine was lacking. To perfect the magic, I went so far as to deal with the fourth. With aid mine efforts, finding met with success, albeit on a singular occasion. He became Jesus, for a short while at least. Yep. I know not why I cannot repeat it. Thought I saw you waver a bit toward the end there. Perhaps you're simply tired. Or you two were the first two summoned, and you're running out of time to return to your bodies. Tancred? It's nothing to worry about, only a dizzy spell. Though it may not be wise to go for another swim just now. Thankfully, we have an alternative. A wonderful little invention, I'm certain you'll agree. Yes, a boat, you dorks. God, I swear this group does everything the hard way. Before you come to make a quip about age catching up with me, you'll be out of breath too, if you had to drag Urianger out of the sea without so much as a warm-up. Dude, you're like 32. Don't knock it. You think those two will be alright? Perhaps we should take a moment to rest. It's sort of dealing with the fourth, I wonder. Good indeed. I must admit, I'd be keen to attempt walking on water myself, though I know what Alizé would say. What would you say, Alizé? I'll stick to swimming, thank you very much. Yep, that's what Alizé would say. I will petition Bismarck's aid on our behalf. Let us pray my diplomacy proveth more effective than my experimental magics. Well, get on with it. Thy milkshake bring all the boys to the establishment. You speak with the voice of the king, little neighbors. I will not deny you. As before, if you seek what sleeps beneath the sea, I will be your guide. Thy kindness is as boundless as the depths, Serene One. Before we depart, however, I would ask a favor. After our last fight, I found many creatures clinging to me. I am itchy. Remove them, and I will take you below. With all haste shall it be done. So, did he agree? Aye, though I agreed to favor in kind. Regrettably, it is not one I possess the power to grant. Bismarck hath asked us to cleanse his underbelly of barnacles. Also, one must needs die beneath the surface to do so. Even if I could master the power to walk upon it, it would avail me not. Oh, for heaven's sakes, is that all? It isn't I am more capable of that. Thank you, Soroban. Our turtle friend's blessing comes. With the coach's blessing, we'll have it done within moments. And better that than standing here and listening to this nonsense. I'll take the right, you take the left. Now go. Alright, let's get to it. Swan dive! I am in your debt. You're a fucking dork is what you are. Alright. Let's head on below. Alright, so the down over here. Tenacious barnacle. With a good deal of prying from various angles, you dislodge the barnacle. Lovely. Saw one up there. Good deal of prying, various angles. And there's our last one. Alright, that's that. Up we go. Thine efforts are most sincerely appreciated. I will inform Bismarck that we must depart without further delay. Much, much better. Thank you, little neighbors. I remember a long time ago, another did this favor for me. After the flood, when I chose the spot for my slumber, he came and made a home on my back. Ken was his name. When I grew itchy, I stirred, and he was not afraid. No, he asked me what was wrong. I told him of the creatures clinging to my belly, and he dove into the water. He helped me. He was a friend. He told me he wished to live in peace, away from his people and the wars. This I understood. I treasure our time together, brief though it was, brief though it always is. But I remember him, and how he laughed when we flew. I remember when he slept. I slept too that day, and many days since. The light fades and darkness returns. Kent sleeps, but in memory he laughs, and together we fly. And I am here, and I am awake. It feels good to speak and to be heard again. Shame others cannot understand me. If thou art all willing to learn, I would gladly teach thee the language of man. Thank you, little friend. But it's time I grant you your request. But first, I will take flight to cleanse my body and prepare. The dive will be swift, and it will not be you stuck by errant debris. So, this island was named for a man. How easily the past is forgotten. He passed not even 100 years ago, but the truth has slipped from history, like so many grains of sand. Might I have some explanation of what he said? Or shall we all stand about making vague and mysterious allusions? While he maketh ready to deliver us unto our destination, Bismarck bade us wait for him on the shore of Calusia. That's all. I feel as though there was more to it. Indeed there was, but it hath no bearing on the task at hand. I shall be glad to share the rest with you anon. Fine, later then. She's gonna kill you, Walfino. She's gonna kill you, and I'm gonna help bury the body. If Bismarck requires time to prepare, might I suggest a short respite for the on-chance banquet in particular? I require no such thing, and the picture of perfect health. Mine was but a momentary lapse in concentration. Worry not on my account. You mustn't push yourself so. Please, rest. For me. Hey! Green is getting assertive. Yay! Continued character growth. All right, if you insist. That's right, scare your two dads. You're too indolent. You've been running yourself ragged. Hey! Yes, ma'am. I have no trouble just kicking back and relaxing. Whatever puts your minds at ease, Green. In that case, I leave the old men in your care. Hey! The rest of us will meet you at the split hole anon. So, you guys want to go on a fishing trip? I mean, word of advice. Never let it show. She realizes she's struck the nerve. She remembers. By God, she remembers. In any case, if we must be made to rest, no place in the sullen that's better for it than most. Come with me. The sword and knife daughter, making sure us old men rest. May as well have a seat. One wants our elderly needs to give out. They're really leaning on this elderly stuff, aren't they? You see, the thing is, he was only mostly dead. To hear her speak, you'd think I'm on my deathbed. I'd a 12. I wish that girl wouldn't worry so much. Thy countenance belies thy words, Master Thancred. I'm sure I don't know what you mean, but let the record show that I'm here under protest. Though, I can't say I mind the view. Yes, a foggy beach lake thing. And if the abundance of anglers is any indication, even an amateur might land an impressive catch. Shall we try our hands at it? Wow, we really are going on a dad fishing trip. Help! Somebody help! I'm being repressed! Hello there. It's Nightshade. I was attacked on the road with the Crystarium. Barely escaped with my life. I suppose we might have predicted this. As per usual, every time things calm down, shit hits the fan. You mean you'll help for free? Thank you. If I recall, Nightshade is a local band of outlaws. I doubt they'll trouble us much. No more than they already have by interrupting our relaxation, at any rate. Alright, let's be about it. Activate Nannybot! Do it. Well, that's why I got a giant whale. A fat cat. Right. Oh hey, it's the guardsman. All save our miscreants appear unharmed. These two have matters well in hand by the looks of it. Hello, you two. Long time no see. I'll not forget this kindness. May we meet again. Heidi ho. Is that you, sir? And don't tell me you just deprived the poor fellow of the honor of being rescued by the Warrior of Darkness. We had no idea you were in the area. Fancy us meeting again so soon, eh? Why, I believe I even recognize your companion. Ah, yes, from the infirmary. You had a message for the Crystal Exarch, did you not? It's good to see you back on your feet, and on patrol, no less. Oh, it's nothing as official as you say. Strictly speaking, we're off duty, but as we have a free moment, we thought we'd give a few of the less traveled roads a look. The Guards doesn't have enough hands to patrol them regularly, you see. That's admirable. There are few so devoted to the duty, in Lakeland or beyond. Well, we've been talking about it for a while, and neither of us is satisfied with just seeing out our service. Feels like we could be doing more. Like we should be doing more. It's all about having the will to help your fellow man, the resolve to see it through. I remember you. Excitable one. Sorry, sir. I got a bit overexcited the other day. Couldn't get my words out. Name's Vonard, sir. I'm the guard. I'm with the guard. But I don't just want to protect Lakeland. I want to protect the lot. Just like the warriors of light. Sadly, our duties prevent us from venturing too far from our own little corner of Novrand. What we'd really like to do is travel. To better ourselves and go where the need is greatest. But everyone has to start somewhere, don't they? For now, if we can stop Nightshade from robbing the odd fishermen, and that's what we do. Well, well, future heroes of the first, do you think? They want not for spirit, 'tis but a pity they drew inspiration from so clouded a wellspring. Yet it avail us not to fret in idleness. We must needs press on if we are to bring Elizabeth's schemes to light. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Beneath the surface, thus reminded of the urgency of your investigation, Urianger would press on. Though our respite was cut short, I dare say we are all eager to avail ourselves of such knowledge as the ruins may hold. Aye, I doubt further contemplation with Elizabeth's machinations will be conducted to relaxation. God, that is a sentence. We may as well make for the split hole as now. heading left or right? Oh, Umar looks so much better at night. You arrived rather early. Are you certain you did what you were told? Yes, Green. We took a rest. It's fine. What's keeping Bismarck? Surely it doesn't take this long to shake off a few loose stones. Well rested, don't we? Why? We rested, didn't we, Indolent? So, how much of a respite did you actually enjoy? Have a moment. I will throw you into the ocean. Perhaps we ought to have clarified what Bismarck meant by a short while, whose mine or her lives might be a blink of an eye. All are present. Now we need what awaits Bismarck's coming. They do move in herds. 'Tis time. Pray make ready. Amethyst and whatever. Deep in the Tempest, deeper still than the phantom emerald of Emmett Selk's design, lies what remains of an ardent, ancient edifices. It is to an unexplored corner of the bed of knowledge that the Scions now travel, in hopes that what has long slumbered, forgotten, may be brought to the surface once more.
Our fates are not yet sealed.
Here we go!
Oh, see here will bless his soul. Now let's get to it. Ah, hey, it's the Satasha thing. Satasha, whatever. I want to see the dark party. Let's roll. To the depths. Perhaps what's Bismarck, to whom I ought to have bargained. Oh! We got a little jazz remix here. These are poor neighbors indeed. Come here, get Really showing them.
Be gone!
Time has come to part with these troopers. Trench? Wow, that is a sight read. Good eye. All fall, we must hurry. Found the demons before us. Set him free. Set him free. Magic shark. Wait, did Final Fantasy just jump the shark? That's fair. Great. Now we have aliens on the floor. Trench. Jellyfish. Lies, I give you my bread. Wish is granted. On deepest gratitude, great one. Thank you, Bismarck. Ah, Rain, you're so polite. Oh, that's looking familiar. Oh, great, another monster for Final Fantasy VII. What is that? Pain in my ass. Come here! Yep, you're just as ugly as I remember you. Right now there's two of them. Oh, spin the wind. Okay, not too bad. And it stinks. Lovely. Always the positive one, Alice, eh? Regulation. It is unmistakably of the ancient's designs. Sounds like we're on a late night show. Alright, Bob Saget. And guest star, Mark Hamill. And John Gibraltar. It's late night with Letterman. Okay. And we got more company. Frey and attack mode. Okay, moving on. Bearing of aiming. those brothers. Oh, that looks like another boss room. Yeah. Alright, who are we fighting this time? Oh, look. It's an Altoid. Oh, that's a big one. Funny how...
Let's give them a show!
Let's break already.
I shall protect you.
Concept, to be certain. Apartments of Mamie. Oh, let's carry on then. Ooh, neat. Ah, this is where they make mouthwash. Comes in orange and mint. That's so many. Yes. Our dental hygiene shall be bar none. Is that the food? So forgotten form. What's behind door number 2? That must be the queen. That should look like a gremlin. Merciless Matriarch, Rakesh Dean. Up. Yonder screen stranded as more than a symbol to her soldiers have cash in. Alright, let's roll. Alright, let's give it. did they all just turn into purple smoke, or? Oh, what's that again? Okay. Are we having fish fry tonight for dinner? Might be. Hold on. I smell Asian. Founding house. Founding the depths. Alright, let's see what we got here. Probably having fish tonight, yes.
This structure must have served an important function. And here are yet more crystals.
Both orange and mint flavored.
I too noted the crystal repository on the way. The Benthos seem to employ them in their spellcasting.
Tartar sauce.
In such vessels did the ancients preserve concepts, ideal forms to be drawn upon in the act of creation. That so great an abundance should reside here lendeth credence to Ishtola's conclusion. This facility held great significance.
We're gonna have to make them warm because cold chips are really bad. Oh god, it's the light of the crystal. Hey, more Amarotins. Thank you all for joining us in the Endurn, whatever, in these most perilous of times. By the summoning of Zodiac, have we been granted a reprieve. Yet immutable as the law he have woven may seem, they will not serve to forestall our doom. Nay, should we continue this path, our fate will be the same. I said as much to the convocation, of course, but the stubborn fools turned a deaf ear to my warnings. I had hoped that the defector, at least, would side with us, but I regret to report our overtures have gone unanswered. Whither you tend your thoughts, Vanar, where you lead, we will follow. I shall not speak ill of the convocation. They too seek only to secure the future of our star. Yet it is plain, they will not countenance a permanent solution. That being the case, we must ask ourselves a simple question. Are we prepared to pursue our chosen course, even should it mean suffering the eternal condemnation of our brethren? If so, I see no further reason to demur. Let us bring forth the light that shall ever after keep the darkness in check.
So, it was they who first summoned Hydaelyn.
Seems like. The group that broke off, just like Emmett Selk said, summoned Hydaelyn, led by one Vanar.
Their discussion did seem to imply as much, yes. I cannot say I have ever heard of this Vanar before.
I have in Final Fantasy XI. Though he was kind of the villain there.
For a certainty, Emmett Selk never uttered the name, speak though he did of the schism which Zodiac's advent wrought upon mankind. Some were of the viewpoint that his power must needs be restrained, and to that end did they call forth she who would serve as his shackles. We now know that it was this Venar to whom they looked for leadership.
The plot thickens.
And that this place, in all likelihood, served as their headquarters. The presence of such intimate records attests to that. I would hear what else they have to tell us. All of it. Did anyone see the source of the image?
Cool hologram.
The device there? Then let us see what other secrets it holds.
T. Ergro. Heart. Boy, that's bright. Venar, please. Why must it be you? If I may speak plainly, I would sooner it were another, any other. You are our leader. None can take your place. You know as well as I that but few support our cause, far fewer than they who place their faith in Zodiark. If Heidelin is to stand a chance of opposing him, I am the only one who might suffice as her heart. Rest assured, however, I shall not vanish from this world, for my take shall remain my choice. Then I will press you no more. Only know this, you will be sorely missed. I wonder, is this how the convocation felt about Elidibus? Wait, Elidibus? Is he part of something that was leading them?
What? Forgive me, but did that not strongly imply that Elidibus sacrificed himself to become Zodiark's heart?
So, Elidibus is what? If Zodiark and Heidelin are the eldest, most powerful primals, and Elidibus and Venar are the hearts of these primals, that means we have at least one miniature primal just running amok as an Ascian leader. Great.
7 hells. Then who or what are we dealing with?
The plot thickens. What say you, Alphino? I had always assumed Elidibus to be one of the same ilk as La Habrea and Emma Selk, but if the real Elidibus sacrificed himself before the Sundering, it makes no sense. That this facility shared intimate ties with the Academia Onda may readily be discerned from the common elements in their names. Based on mine observations, it is like the forms housed here were conveyed unto the Academia, but only when required, and thence returned for safekeeping. Yet such procedural minutiae of large academic interests, I concede, is unto the parties which did frequent these institutions that our thoughts should rightly return. Specifically, the followers of Venar and the Convocation of the 14. Say not of the matter of Elidibus. And now I was thinking immortal was bad. Would someone explain to me how we're meant to kill a being who doesn't technically exist? So, Irene, I think we might be able to activate the device again. Should like to hear how those discussions ended. The device appears to activate via a form of ethereal attunement. not unlike an Aetherite. Beyond that, I can say little for certain, save that we should take this opportunity to see what other records it contains. We're gonna break it, aren't we? Or... because it fizzled out rather suddenly there. No response. Confound it. If I may, milady, the panel did formerly emit a soft yet perceptible glow. That it doth so no longer may betoken the depletion of some essential energy within. Given how long it's lain dormant, I think it fortunate it functioned at all. That may be, but we can't get it to work again. We'll be leaving with more questions than we've answered. The white-robed emissary hath ever named himself Elidibus. Yet if the shade spoke true, Elidibus ceased to be ere even the sundering came to pass. This calleth to mind a truth that Emmet Selk did once reveal in passing, that the names by which we know our foes are not those given to Ascians at birth, rather that the titles of office afforded to individuals of merit at such time as the role becometh vacant. But chance the Elidibus at Zodiac's heart, the emissary with whom we are acquainted, be not one and the same, but predecessor and successor. Oh, there we go. That's right. It is possible the previous Elidibus perished before the fun days. The one we know could still be a survivor of the Sundering. And yet, something in that explanation rings false. I will remain here for a time. I would not abandon my attempts to revive the device so soon. There's more to learn here. I can feel it. In matters of etherology, I know of none as capable as thee. If there existeth a means to learn more, thou wilt surely find it. Wilt thou art thus engaged? We shall attend to matters on the surface. Well, see you later, Mr. I don't think you're going back to Rocktika for that soup. You may now enter Amicis Arden with a party of NPC. Yeah, okay. So the usual. Echoes of a fallen star. Erdianje, presumably, has some idea as to what you might usefully do while Yustola pursues her investigation in the Amicis Arden. Can we but uncover Elidibus' true origins, we may yet come to understand his designs. To that end, Yustola must needs be afforded as much time as she doth require to complete her investigation. To the extent that such are within our control, yes. Speak of which, perhaps we might trouble the Exarch for the news of his progression with the spirit vessel. He will no doubt wish to hear of his own discoveries as well, such as they are. Alright, back to the Crystarium. What's going on?
Dare I ask what's going on?
Ah, excellent timing. For me, in any case. We have a problem. The vast majority of those gathered here are presently in the employ of the Guard or else one of the facets, and no longer wish to be so. In principle, all are free to change vocation at any time. But a city does require a certain number of people in these positions if it is to continue to function. For the moment, I have asked them to postpone their resignation until such time as replacements can be found. As you may have surmised, we have the Warrior of Light to thank for this.
It's you! The Warrior of Darkness!
Hello, hello.
You understand, don't you? Someone's going to have to look after this place once you're gone. We just want to be ready to do our bit when the time comes.
And not only here, but everywhere. Which is why we've got to get out there and lend a hand to those in need. That's what you did, isn't it? Even if it was just little things at the start. You helped people.
Hey, Bo. Chocobos, you named that.
And we're trying to do the same. We may have our sky back, but there's no shortage of people who still need help.
That is true.
If we follow in your footsteps, then I choose to believe we too can be heroes one day. Even warriors of light.
What are we to say to that? We can hardly tell them they are mistaken. They seek but to do good, as you have.
A little too quickly, though, right?
But no more can we stand idly by and suffer a paragon's scheme to proceed unchallenged.
Oh, boy. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. If a Hrothgar face comes out of those clouds and starts telling me to remember who I am, I'm leaving. Yes, you did, Arden. I know it was you. You and your fish and chips. Now you're burning down the entire place.
What's happening to the sky?
Well, it's getting cloudy, so there might be a... Hello. That's a little too much flame for fish and chips.
Wicked White. Oh no.
By the 12.
A star shower.
Oh, great. Here comes Eidolon again.
I hear a voice.
Don't walk into it. It's just blinding light, trust me.
know. Why does it feel like it's inside my head? Hear, feel, think.
I hear it.
Me too.
Did I not tell you, my friends? You are warriors of light! You're back!
No, I think he's heading towards you, so he'd be front. Yeah, and there's the light of the crystal. Alright, I'm off with the clothes. Time to bathe. Alright, take care. Someone. He's found us. Yes.
What you hear is the voice of light itself, and it has blessed you with its power.
All right,
welcome to the fold.
Yeah, he's just been the world's rudest Jehovah's Witness.
I'm a warrior of light.
I've been chosen?
You and everybody else, welcome to the club.
Can it be?
Me, the hero.
bye.
Wait! The falling stars, were they your doing? And why do you need warriors of light?
What, am I to reveal my plans simply because you asked?
Finally, someone says it.
I think not. Though the stars, I acknowledge mine. A convenient illusion apt to awaken what little is left of the power that once resided in your sundered souls. That which you and yours call the echo.
Okay.
And an echo it is, of a symphony, but a fraction of what men in their completeness once possessed. Even those among you who tower over others in the gift have only the faintest trace of it. But though sundered and forgotten through death and mocking rebirth, it has persisted. A whisper of our past, burned into your very ether, along with the sight of our end.
I want my money back then.
Through the rekindling of memory, I have awoken the ability. Just as Heidelin is wont to do when she has need of new minions.
The Echo hath ever been thought a gift from Heidelin, a boon granted solely to her chosen. Yet thou wouldst claim she merely awakeneth the power that men should hearken unto. Her voice. Given the perceived simultaneity of her call and the awakening of her chosen's capacity to hear it, it is only natural that we thus attributed the source of the gift. Yet if, in truth, the echo is a prerequisite for hearing her voice, one might surmise that her call never ceaseth, such that all who awaken to their innate gift might receive of the blessing of light at the self-same instant.
Wow, she has a great set of lungs on her then.
In sooth, we bore witness to this but moments ago. At the sight of the star shower, full many in the crowd did speak of hearing a voice in their minds, did they not?
Just so. And whenever Heidelin has need of new servants, she is quick to pluck comets from the heavens or create illusions of the same.
Interesting.
Why then didst thou conjure this vision, full knowing that thine age-old foe would thus claim those awakened to the gift?
Foe? You must be mistaken. As you see, I am a warrior of light. And together with my comrades in arms, I shall save the world. Just like you.
And that's like the... Did anybody else just... Okay. It's like the flimsiest excuse to get that power, though. The difference between saying you're a warrior of light and actually being one. Pretty sure Heidelin can tell the difference. What do you say, Alice? And there he goes again. Oh, I don't suppose he would have given us an honest answer about his history had we stayed. Though I like not what a hundred pretended. Having been treated to so unambiguous a demonstration, I cannot well concede aught but the star showers are indeed instrumental in the awakening of the Echo. Yet we need not attribute such credence to all that Elizabeth hath claimed. That he too seeketh this star's salvation, for one. The more Elizabeth reveals, the less I understand. But that he has made a fine mess of things is plain. He's gone, then. I've managed to persuade a number of our would-be deserters to reconsider, or at least delay, the departure. But, as many are deaf to my entreaties, young Thendler and Varnard among them, I'm sorry to say, they've quit the guard. Nevertheless, I wish them well. Whatever Elizabeth's plans for them might be, the pair have only ever had the best of intentions. One can hardly blame them for thinking themselves heroes elect, not after having been blessed with the Echo, and it's not as if they haven't shown the requisite spirit. I quite agree, though the impetus for the sudden departure may have been words falsely spoken. The men and women in whose footsteps they would follow are heroes in truth. Warriors of light, Hardwort, yourself most of all. And so, I would ask a favor of you. Speak with them ere they embark on their journey. Furnish them with what wisdom you can. They've set off for their morrow launch, but you should still be able to catch them if they leave now. With effort, I'd say. If I recall correctly, Admiral Merwib took the time to usher you out into the wider world many moons ago. I think that comparison rather flatters Thaler and Varnar, but the point still stands. They would doubtless be greatly encouraged were the Warrior of Darkness himself to see them off. If thou art willing, I pray thee go. Thou mayest safely leave the task of unfolding that which did transpire, and in the Amanithus to us. Yeah, okay. That's all for 5.2. Well, then that will be all for today's stream. Wow, I'm not used to knocking out entire patches in one sitting. You again? I mean, it is you, sir. Sorry, it's been a funny old day. Thanks for the stream. As always, 'tis a pleasure. You can be sure I'll take those words to heart. All I did was give you guys the recipe for a mean set of cinnamon buns. I still can't believe it. You came all this way just to speak to us. I swear we won't let you down. So long as it helps someone, we'll do what needs to be doing out there, no matter how small. Okay, but avoid Ilmeg. And when the larger threats loom, we'll be ready to face them. You see if we ain't. Wonder and danger await in equal measure, but do not turn from either. We'll be off then. Farewell, Warrior of Darkness, and thank you. It said that the Endwalker won't have pants conscious, just the end. Well, Well, let's head back to the dorsal gates. Talk to XIV. Come, JJ. Thank you for making the effort. I'm certain your words will be a boon to them. It's just a recipe for really good cinnamon rolls. While you were away, others told me of your investigation. We have yet to discuss how to proceed, however. Well, let's get to it then. While your findings at the Aminus Arden do raise important questions as to the identity of our adversaries, we are no closer to discerning his design, nor do I know of any other potential avenue of investigation. For which reason, we must needs trust to Y'shtola's ingenuity and wait for her efforts to revive the Ancient's device to bear fruit. What if I were to attempt to follow the emissary? Elusive as he is, his plan compels him to court public attention. Shouldn't it be impossible to find? Especially for one of your experience. It does seem worth an attempt. And I'll come with you. Safety in numbers. In combat, perhaps. But where stealth is required, the opposite is true. Happily, I don't plan on getting myself caught, so you no need to worry. Nor do I intend to vanish for moons on end. We still have the empty to attend to, don't we? Alright, then I'll look forward to your return. And it sounds like the rest of us should avoid doing anything which might prompt Elizabeth to look too closely at our movements, insofar as it is possible. I'd recommend we limit our activities to the Crystarium. Speaking of which, XIV, might I ask if you've made any progress with the spirit vessels? Of course. We are presently studying the principles underpinning the memory transference and, I believe, nearing the requisite level of understanding. Less heartening, practical trials of transference methods situated for use with the vessel are yet to yield satisfactory results. God, that is a sentence. To put it mildly, but there are still many promising possibilities we have yet to test. Indeed, though it may take some time yet, we are well on our way to a solution. And I shall not rest until one is found. Though we are all grateful for thine unstinting efforts, thou needest not labor to the exclusion of all else. If it would serve to lighten thy burden, however little, I should be glad to offer mine assistance. Quite. I, for my part, will do what I can to ensure that the Crystarium continues to run smoothly, in spite of recent disruptions. Then perhaps I could help? There must be something I could do, even if it's just guard duty. Can you imagine Reen in a guard outfit? That'd be great. What about Alizé? What are you gonna do? Thank you, all of you. I shall breathe easier for your assistance. Of course, on the evidence of the recent past, it will not be long before some new crisis arrives to throw our plans into disarray, at which time your services will be in particular demand. That being the case, perhaps you might take this opportunity to retire to your suite at Dependence. Might as well. Right, you're on this duty then. Yeah, someone's gotta do it. Someone's gotta do it. Back to the pendants we go then. Oh god, what was your voice? Nice outfit, man. A pleasure as always, Master Scotty. I'm relieved to see you were unharmed in the earlier commotion, though, if I may, you do look somewhat weary. I presume you will be retiring to your suite. Yes, sir, Bob. Very good. Do let me know if there is anything you require. Bada bing, bada boom. No more Ardbert to haunt our room. And we sleep like a corpse. Great. $10,000 years and a lamp can give you such a crick in the neck. Show-offs. You're just showing off with water effects. Guess this is when they updated the engine or something. So I have to just shoot Bill at my chamber door. Master Scotty, it's Glenard from the Wandering Stairs. I apologize for calling late. Well, I don't have a telephone, so you technically didn't call late. What's shaking? A friend of yours was asking after you. You remember them from that business with the cardinal virtues. Hey, grandson. Well met, sinner. I was looking forward to a welcome respite here in the Crystallium, but the mood here is not exactly conducive to relaxation, as I'm sure you've noticed. I'd wager you know more about what's going on than anyone else in this city. Care to share? Sure. Should be going down, yo. And sound effects flexing their skills. Thank you, sound effects department. Can't say I envy your prey. Dark words, this twisting of the Warrior of Light's legacy, reminds you of what became of old Daiko. Though this Ascian of yours is a fair bit more chatty. I'm tempted to silence him myself. Brandon made his mistakes. I'm sure they all did. But the past is the past. They've earned no rest. I'm not about to let him sully Oddvart's good name. See that they have their peace. What? You want me to leave it to you? You barely made it through the Cardinal's virtue fight. Right. I'm not the only one carrying all that weight. Very well, but only because you asked. Remember, if you ever need me, just say the word, and I'll be there. Yep. Beta, man. Stuff and things, that's what's up. Indeed. Man, these self-opening doors are great. Moon! And meanwhile, in the Crystal Tower's umbilicus, Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. Nobody sneeze. Good job.
Foiled again.
Yeah, but at least you didn't sneeze and blow everybody up. Positives.
If I cannot imbue the infernal thing with my power via magical means, we may need to devise a way to infuse the vessel with my blood after all.
More he relies on the crystal tower, more he becomes crystal.
Well.
Or perhaps a brief respite? It wouldn't do to overtax yourself.
I'm fine.
Lies!
And given to stubbornness, I'm afraid. Especially when I have a stake in the outcome.
What does he do if the crystal part itches on his face? Oh, back in Amarant, I see. Oh, look. Yep. There's a weirdly horny murder hippo. Hi, Xenos. Ah. He fell asleep for once in his life.
The dream again.
Meanwhile, on the source.
A recurring dream. They do so fascinate me. Might I trouble you for the details?
Damn it. Is that Asahi? God, why isn't he still dead?
I have always dreamed of it. Fire falling from the heavens, and the city, nay, the whole world ablaze.
Nah, maybe not. It's just probably just the same voice actor doing a new role. Never mind.
Indeed. Could Emmett Selk have found a way? Precious few possess memories of the final days.
Like Urianger voicing that one guard.
The final days.
Well, if they wanted me to hate this new rogue figure, they gave him the right voice actor.
Why, yes. Admittedly, my knowledge is mostly second-hand, but if you are interested, I will gladly tell you the tale. The tale of the world's end.
Still has that annoying grin, though. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you beautiful rainbow people in between, thank you very much for watching the stream. We have come to the end of 5.2, and tomorrow shall continue with 5.3. Y'all have a good day, and a good sleep, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.